the minute that I start being meticulous about packaging and communication and even goals in a sense, because I do feel like I have goals and I have a vision and I'm building the vision and working towards the vision. But I think there is a little tiny part of me in the background that thinks that I can shortcut to the vision by learning more, doing more skill development, being better, going to the gym more, be it like personal development, self improvement toxicity. Essentially, I think that I fall into a trap where I can over optimize my way to the future or over optimize my way to the success that it is that I say that I want. But if I'm being real and I'm being honest with myself, I have reached a lot of the elements of success that I have defined for myself. I feel like I have creative freedom. I have flexibility in my schedule. I have the opportunity to be spontaneous when an opportunity rises up, or I can go to the ocean that day. Like for me, it's all about expression, writing, creating, making art, letting things out of my body. When I talk about business and when I use community impact business as a tool for that process, because that's what I think it is. I look at business as a tool for art and a vessel for distributing a message, essentially. It's the same thing. But because there's so much information and there's so much perspective and there's so many opportunities to learn from other people, I can get really close to an element of over optimization that's not only not productive, it like actually holds me back and takes me farther away from the root of what it is I need to do. And the root of what it is I need to do is just be fucking honest and like being straight up with myself and being straight up with the community I have. Because when you're honest, you are releasing the tension of the thing that's causing you distress. And for me, the thing that's causing me distress is that I need to learn to validate my ideas and my perspective and the projects that I'm working on and the art that I'm making, no matter how it's being received. That's like the era of exposure that I'm in, because I've passed the realm of just start. And I no longer feel a fear around exposure, or like I need to like I don't know, like hide from people about it. Like I'm on the internet, I'm talking, I'm exposing myself, I'm being vulnerable. If people get it, awesome. If they don't, great. The part that I'm not good at is like validating those ideas and letting them exist out there, even if they're not received. And I think because I've gotten past the part of being comfortable with exposure, I'm like, okay, now I'm comfortable with exposure. Where's the outcome? Where's the metric that I thought that I would finally get to by exposing myself? And a lot of reality creation, or like just exploring life for me, has been asserting what I want without being meticulous about how I get there. I think because I'm someone that has very clear visions, and like, not to sound crazy, but sometimes I feel like I see the future, like for myself in my own specific life and like in my own specific situations. I'm like, I see the future on this. I know how this is going to go, and I see it, and I see it very clearly, and I see it with imagery and color and moving parts. And because of that, I always get trapped in this sensation of, I think that if I do XYZ, I will get XYZ. Boom. And that's actually not how it works. I will get XYZ. I will get the vision. I will create the vision. And I will create a vision that's probably even better than the vision I'm thinking of right now. But I cannot control every aspect of how I get there. That's where, like, God or the universe comes in for me. Like, it's always like an element of faith and choice. You have active choice. You are presented an opportunity and you get to decide, hey, is this right for me? Is this something I want to bring into my life? Is this something that I want to proceed with? Yes, no, maybe so. Boom, and you continue. It's a combination, and I think you do have active control over your outcomes, and you have agency over your life. But there also is the strict fact of, like, we don't have control over everything in the way that life is moving. And I've just been in this era of being hyper meticulous about what it is that I share and the work that I'm doing, because I'm obsessed with it and I love it. And I think that discipline gets me places, and it feels good to be challenged, and it feels good to put myself in uncomfortable situations where I know it's going to force me to grow. And I actually heard this. I have to remember to link his thing. His name's Omar, and he makes video about photography and videography and YouTube, and he has a great podcast. And I was just listening to a video of his, and at the end, he said, sometimes in the beginning, the profit of your work, your effort, is not in your business being extremely profitable and you making a lot of money, or your socials popping off and you getting a lot of engagement, or whatever X find metric of success that you've attached to the work you're doing. It's the self development that comes along with it and the things you learn along with it and how you are building a relationship with yourself through that work. And that's where I'm at right now with the work that I do, because the work that I do is very it's I do a lot of different things, and I always have a hard time explaining it because I feel like I see it with clarity, but anytime I explain it to somebody, it's not received, or it's just hard to explain for me. And I think the reason it's hard to explain is because I'm not validating the own work that I'm investing all of my time and energy with. I see my work as like valuable and I get excited about it and I feel like I'm making things that feel good to me, but I don't um, own my shit in a sense to really be able to communicate it to others. And that's a big weakness. And because I have been able to identify that weakness, that's always the first step, right? Is like acceptance and identifying that it exists. I'm like, okay, so like how do I fix that? Like how do I fix that now? And I don't think it's like something I fix right away. It's like something that evolves over time through me communicating it, through me answering the question and getting comfortable with the uncertainty of like how other people are going to respond. And this is like a big rambly video, but I think someone actually asked this to me recently. They were like, "Why do you post content? Like, what's the purpose behind you posting these videos?" And I think there's two that coexist like alongside each other, and one is like ultimately it's very selfish. Like I'm expressing myself. I'm letting myself talk through the thing that I'm exploring. I'm letting myself make the art. I'm letting myself tell the story, because in doing so, it builds my confidence in my own perspective that the things that I'm doing are useful. Second, I've noticed that when I act in that way and when I'm communicating selfishly and documenting selfishly for myself and exploring my thoughts and perspectives of based on where I'm at right now and like how they relate to where I'm going and where I've been, it resonates with people. And people are like, wow, I like can't believe that like no one ever talks about that, or like thank you for saying that, or this felt aligned with me, or just like I'm struggling with this, how do you do this? And like I notice the creators that I tend to enjoy watching are people that are really brutally honest and like documenting their real story in real time and being specific about it and being really honest. And I think right now I've been in a phase of like giving value but not being ultra specific to how it applies to me, or being ultra specific about how I've been approaching the situation. And like even now I feel like I'm talking very vague, and I think that's just part of the process of learning how to be better and how to be more specific and how to be more clear. You know how like really good teachers can teach it as if they're talking to a third grader, because they say things simply. They say things in a way that's simple, clear, to the point, and makes sense. And I need to relax and just like take a breath, because right now I feel so controlling. Like I'm trying to force my projects to work. I'm trying to force things to click, and they are clicking. And the reason I feel extra forceful, and I know that's not how you go about things. You don't force things. You evolve with them and you respond and you put things out and you move from there. Like you let it build over time. But I've I have been getting momentum. So I've been generating momentum in a way that validates things to the point where I'm like, okay, something's there. Boom, boom, boom. Let me throw all my energy at it until it's like really there. I feel a little like I'm sitting in a way that's not good. Um, but now I lost my train of thought. When I get anxious, I'm not anxious. I pick at leaves sometimes. Um, yeah, I just you just can't force things to move without giving them the freedom and flexibility to breathe. And you can't know everything all the time. You don't know where everything's going to go. You can only explore and be open minded and be open to experience and be comfortable with the fact that it is uncertain. And by building your relationship with uncertainty, you are able to then, at least me, I keep saying you, but I mean me. Anytime I say you, I mean me. The more that I work on my relationship with uncertainty, the more that I find comfort in the fact that, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And that's kind of the point, and that's like why life is fun. If you like knew exactly what's going on, like that's just boring. I'm losing my train of thought. Like I don't know what else to think about. 1 second.